Okay, I'm going to wrap it up this time. Well, there we go. Had the other thing up there. When it says factor completely, remember what I told y'all that was code language for you're going to most likely have to factor more than once. So don't stop too soon. Always look after you've factored once. Always look at what's left and see if you can make it go again. Okay, so on the first one, again, first line of defense, always look for that GCF. So is there something that goes into both 3 and 12? Yeah, 3. So take out a 3, that leaves me x squared, and then 12 divided by 3 is 4. Don't bail out on that problem, because when you look at x squared minus 4, that should ring a bell. That's a binomial, it's subtraction, and yes, you can do the square root of both, and so you're expected to. Bring the 3 down, and you've got to factor that part again. So that's going to be x minus 2 and x plus 2, because the square root of x squared is x's, and square root of 4 is 2. Signs need to be different. You need all 3 factors in your response. Okay? So don't leave any out. Go to number 2. 3, 18, and 24. I do believe 3 goes into all of those. Can't take an n because the last guy didn't have one. So let's divide it out. So that's going to leave n squared on the front. 18 divided by 3 is 6. And then 24 divided by 3 is 8. Now let's look at that. Do we have 2 numbers that multiply to 8 and add to 6? Yes, we do. That would be 2 and 4. We put the little n's in there. Signs are going to be the same, both of them negative. There we go. Need all components. Okay, now this one's kind of wicked. We do not make a habit of starting these things off with your quadratic term being negative. So that's your GCF, is to pull the negative out. And remember the trick to that. When you pull out that negative, your signs are all going to reverse. They're going to change, do the opposite, however you want to think of it, but every one of them needs to flip. So he went from negative to positive, from positive to negative, from positive to negative. Now, keep that negative now. That's important. It's like a -1 out there. Now, what 2 numbers multiply to 15 and subtract to give you 2? Well, that'd be 5 and 3. Signs are different. The big one's negative. So I need all 3 of those pieces in my answer. All right, for number 4, I can take out a 4. Can't take out an x because 80 doesn't have one. So that's going to leave x squared, and then 36 divided by 4 is 9. 80 divided by 4 is 20. Okay, so let's see if we can factor this. What 2 numbers multiply to 20 and add to 9? Well, that would be 4 and 5. Signs are the same, both negative. So put negatives in there. You want all of those components in there. Oh, now this was wicked. You got a -5 up front, so that's what you need to take out is the -5. Because like I said up here on number 3, we don't lead off with negatives. So take that out. Remember, that's going to reverse your signs. If you have trouble with that, just go through it in the division process. -5 divided by -5 is a +1a squared. Positive 500 divided by -5 is a -100. So keep the -5 out there, and then you should recognize that it's a binomial, it's subtraction, and you can do the square root of both of those. So that's going to be a, and square root of 100 is 10. And remember, we're doing square roots, we're not halving, so please don't put 50 and 50. Square root now. All right, then you got the very last one. So what's common with 3 and 24? I do believe that's 3. So that leaves me a to the 3rd minus 8. Well, that's your clue right there, that 3rd power. This is a cube. So that means I've got to have a little set of parentheses and a big one. And I want to do the cube root of both of these, and they're going to go in there. So that's going to be a, and then the cube root of 8. So what number times itself 3 times gives me 8? That would be 2. So remember, we're going to build it over here. We got 3 terms. Take the first one and square it. Do the product of the 2, and then square the last one. Then the very last thing you want to do is swap out your answers. Same as the original, opposite, always positive. All 3 factors need to be in your answer. Y'all study, practice, be ready to do a good job.